you cannot be an overnight sensation. That is a myth. If it happens, amazing, kudos to you that the fortune is in your favor and you're doing it. Things will be challenging. Is that opening the restaurant is not the task. The main thing is running the restaurant. We open the place, and then first customer comes, you become very happy, you're trying to give them the best. Hi there, this is Rash here from Indian Burrp restaurant. We're located in Cheltenham next to the Southland Shopping Centre, and we are on the main Nepean Highway, operating since 2015. And it's one of those Indian restaurants where we came up with the very modern design. We built this place from scratch. It used to be a furniture store, and we built it, converted into a restaurant. Started from a groundwork, from finding every single tradie, which we never did. One of the toughest part, but now the results are there. People loved it, people still loving it, and we specialize in the modern Indian fusion. So people come here not just from one part. We try and give them the food, and that's why the tagline is India on your plate. This business has been started by my wife, Sarah, and myself. We both used to work in the bank, in the corporate ANZ Bank. And we always were really good friends. We wanted to open something, so we thought that we'll open together. And we found this location. We thought that it's a good place, good location. And then we decided that we'll start this gig side by side, because obviously to start the business, it's not easy. And you need to just make sure that you've got a backup plan, because if you don't have the backup, you fall, it's very hard to again stand up. So we were working in the morning at the bank, and we were working in the night at the restaurant. So our restaurant operates from 5:30 till the closing, which is at about 10, and on weekends 11. So it was me and Sarah. We both started off the restaurant where I was doing the front of the house, and Sarah was doing the kitchen, and slowly people started knowing about us, and pretty much we started getting busy. We didn't have the inventories because we didn't have the money. As we started off, we just thought that we'll give a try. If this business works, it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just do what we're doing in the bank. I come from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, so the family is business oriented. So my father was working class, so he was working as a branch manager in the bank, and I carry forward the legacy here. But just to step back, my father, he's a retired bank manager, and my mom is a retired teacher. I wanted to become a pilot when I was young, so I always wanted to do pilot side of it, but then that didn't work out because I'm not good in studies. So the studies numbers are jumbo bumbo for me, so I thought that it's not gonna be it was academic driven, let's put it this way, in India, and I was not good in that. So my parents were very open-minded. They always wanted me to just take my own decisions and do whatever I want. And I was not good in studies, so they never put me down in a way that, oh, if you're not good in studies, you cannot do anything. Even though in India, there is no layer, right? When you're in the school and if you're not performing, the teacher will just tell your parents straight away that this guy is a failure. He will not do anything. The teachers were just saying that his future doesn't look that bright. And this sort of things were just pushing my boundaries, because I knew that I can do it. It's not all about just the academics. It's all about the other things beyond that. So look, we worked, and then we worked, and it became very monotonous because it's 9 to 5 work. It's a rotating shift, but same sort of an efforts you need to put. But at the end of the day, there is nothing new. There is no excitement. You've got a fortnightly set salary, so you can budget yourself pretty well. But it's just the salary where you, regardless how you go above and beyond, that is what the salary you get, apart from the bonus at the end of the year. But there are so many hurdles and loops before you can get it. That's correct. So you feel like, okay, what's next? There is nothing new. Every morning you're waking up, you're taking the same train, you see the same people, and you're coming back and you're seeing the same people coming back. And if you see that, what sort of utilization of your brain out of the whole week, and you realize that you haven't been challenging yourself, you're just doing what's been given. And that's where me and my business partner, Sarah, we both decided that let's try and start something by ourselves, which keeps us happy. Because we used to go to the restaurants and we were not getting that satisfaction when we say not just the food, but I believe in overall experience. So when there is a good service and a good food, that becomes an experience with the ambience. We were going there, we were getting food, we were not getting the service. We were getting the service, we were not getting the food. And then the Indian restaurants back in 2015 were a very dark theme, couple of photos on the wall, a dirty carpet, and that is what it is on those days. Very few restaurants came up with something brave and modern. So we thought that since that is the area which is missing, why don't we take a risk and see if it works out? And we had a little bit of savings, and we thought that let's risk it, because worst case scenario, we're still young. If it doesn't work, you just simply try and just get back to what you're doing. And that's why we didn't want to lose the job, and we just continue doing the job at the same time, so we don't have the issue with the cash flow. So a couple of things which we wanted to make sure is, first, scout the location, which was really, really important. And not just scout the location with the rental, which is not that expensive. Because the biggest challenge when you're operating the business is your overhead charges. So the expenses are one thing, but your cost of running the business is, rental is the key. The labor is the second thing, and then after, the other outgoings. So we tried to find a location which is reasonable, and that's where we found this location. Now we took the place, we signed the lease, right? Now the place was a telecommunication shop, and then after it turned into a lady by the name Gail was selling antique furniture from here. Now this shop used to have all the partition rooms. So we had to, basically, it had the 2 ceilings, so we had to demolish all these things and then rebuild it and then convert into a restaurant. So we never thought that we didn't know the trades in Australia. We didn't know how much it costs, where to start. And then we tried to reach out to the people, and there were people who were beginners and they wanted to build the place. When we asked them how much it will cost, there was no clarification. So we were pretty much in a limbo, that is it something we made a right decision, or is it something going to be backfiring? Because the people who coming and giving us the quotes are skyrocketing high. If we were to put those amount of money, we just simply cannot even open the business. So to find the right people, to get the connection, and make that way where you get one person try and get that person with a little bit more information. The places I used to go for eating food, I used to ask them the questions that where did you get your shop done, and then I got some context, and then eventually I tried to find the right people and got the right tradespeople and started working on it. And then there were other things involved where you need to get the permits and all that stuff, the designing, the interior designing, who will do the interior designing, what sort of design we want, where again my business partner Sarah, she's got the really good, I guess, eye for interior designing. But we needed a professional person along with her so that she can transform her vision into a reality. Look, when you're starting a business, and like especially, I was very young, right? When we opened up, me and Sarah, we both were very, very fresh in the business world. So we didn't have very clear objectives on what sort of staff we needed. What we had an objective was that we need to have really good food. So when the customers coming and eating the food, they say wow. And at the same time, what we wanted, the other objective was that the service, what we're providing, we wanted to provide the service what we get in the corporate world. The empathy, the sympathy, the care, I guess, the professionalism. That is what the key selling points and the objectives we had to start this business. In terms of finding the staff, obviously there were people we needed. Was the key person is chef. Thank you very much. The key person is the chef, because that is the person who's going to be bringing out the food, and that will decide whether we are a good restaurant or not. So finding a chef, doing the putting up the ad and then doing the trials, and then understanding whether this person is the right person, because we are the fusion restaurant, right? So we don't want a person just from the south and just making all the dishes, which is just the southern Indian dishes, or we don't want someone from the north and just making northern Indian dishes. We wanted someone who's open to do an experimental dishes and bring out the best, and that's where we tried and put up the ad and started running all the trials, asking everyone to make the food, taste the food, understand their mentality, their openness, whether they can connect with us, because it's very important that they listen to us, because ultimately we are the one who's going to be a guiding force. But if it becomes the other way around, then the whole objective is forfeited, and we didn't want that one. So a really good chef, really good tandoori chef, a good kitchen hand who works as a team in the back. That was our main goal. In the front, obviously a person who has got a really nice smile, attending to the customers, understanding what they want, and then providing them the right curries, to right entrees and right dishes, where they just feel that, no, this place is really nice, and that repeat value, which creates the business, a business which would be eventually a sustainable business. The restaurants you're opening up, the doors opening up, you're doing the grand opening, you're bringing a lot of people who are your close families. You see the first day the restaurant is full house. Good, really good impact, right? You think that you've done an amazing job, right? Majority of the people, they don't realize that opening the restaurant is not the task. The main thing is running the restaurant. So majority of the people thinks that opening the restaurant is done and dusted case. Now you've done it. It's the easiest things to do. Operating the restaurant and running it successfully, it's the hardest part. Um, First day, all the families, everyone comes, you feel really good, the place is busy. Now comes the reality. Next day, you're waiting for the customer. Then you've got no one coming because you starting the business where this day of age, you've got a lot of social media, the internet and everything is very, very full on, right? Everyone's got the mobile. Every 30-second person will actually look at the mobile and see what is happening. Back in those days, it was not that prominent. So we had to try and understand how we market the place. So obviously, we open the place, and then first customer comes, you become very happy, you're trying to give them the best. Next day, you get more customer coming, and it just continues, and then they're giving you the feedback. All customers are not happy, so you're taking the feedback on, but then the next customer saying that, no, this is not right. So you confuse whether that customer is right or this customer is right.
Contradicting feedback.
Exactly. And then you're trying to just produce a product which would be more universally accepted. And that's what you need to work on. So that is two things which happens, the challenges you face is menu dishes and how you bring the new customers into the business. So you try and find the avenues that how you make this place busy, and then you try and understand from different people that what they're doing so that their business gets busy, and then you try and just adopt everyone's different style and put that strategy into place and try and find people who can do some marketing for you, who can make your business visible across, obviously, internet. And at the same time, how do I make people realize that, look, I'm opening Cheltenham and please come and try our restaurant. So how to do the groundworks, doing the leaflets, distribution, standing at the station and try and, hand out the menus and hope that they will come, because you give the menu but you don't know whether they're going to look at it or they're going to just dump it in the bin. So those are the other things which plays a part. I say that they definitely should do it. At the end of the day, it's just that mindset which creates the whole difference between you doing a job and a business. I'm not saying that take the risk and be stupid. Just be more calculative. Have some plans in place before you do any sort of business, because a very important thing is when you're opening up a business, you need to have the cash flow, you need to have the money, because you cannot be an overnight sensation. That is a myth. If it happens, amazing, kudos to you that the fortune is in your favor and you're doing it. But it's not a happy sort of a story all the time. Things will be challenging. Have a nice, decent plan. Have some savings. Have the backup plan that if it doesn't work, it's not end of the world. You can always go back and try and work again. But don't have that regret when you become 50 and then you look back and you're saying that, oh, I could have done the business. Nah. If you really want to do it, just do it. Experience it on your early age, because that's the time where if you not getting the success, you can go back and start again. And you can regather yourself and you can try again. It's never attempt is something you can have so many attempts till the time you see that light. And I feel that everyone should do it. If they want to do a business, they need to do it. Indian food is nutrition based. It has got lots of options, whether you're vegan, you're vegetarian, you're non-vegetarian, pretty much caters everyone. It's not always about the spices. So if you are mild, there are so many dishes which doesn't have the spices, and it's still really delicious, and it is finger licking good. So I guess our food caters for everyone, whether someone who wants no curries, we do have the starters. Someone who wants curries, we do have really nice variants of the different types of curries. Someone who doesn't want curries, but they want just the naan bread, which is just the Indian version of the pizza, which has got so many things inside. We do, put in some cottage cheese, we put some potatoes, we put some cauliflower. There are so many variants of options available. So I just say that please come and experience Indian food if you've never done it. It's something which always gives you a fresh option instead of just going for same thing again and again. One day you can try entrees, the other day you can try curries, the third day you can try biryanis, and yeah, you can keep going and going. You'll never get bored. All the credit goes to Sarah for pushing me the nights we were working till like 12 o'clock, just cleaning up the dishes, just making sure the place is ready for the next day. And then again, wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, and then go to work, and then still continue what you're doing, sleeping in the trains just to make sure you're catching up on the sleep. These were all really beautiful experiences. But yeah, she was a business partner, is a business partner, and then we connected really well, and we decided, why don't we become a life partner? Because we same boring people who just keep working monotonously, and we decided that we'll just get married, and we've got now 2 beautiful kids, 1 daughter and 1 son. So now the life is different, and we're enjoying it thoroughly. So it's been 8+ years, and the inputs are still the same. Sarah busy with the kids, but she's still got the same sort of inputs, and I listen to her on every decisions we make. It's your passion. It's all about your dedication, and the process is, when you're cooking something with the heart, it takes a lot of efforts. It consumes a lot of time. And as long as you're not tired of it, and if you're ready to go for it, then you will make the best curries, you will make the best Indian dishes out of the kitchen, because that will be just representing you and your passion.